Welcome to the Back to the Share a Pint podcast. I'm Nick Bowman, co-founder and vice president of sales and marketing. I've got my esteemed colleague here,
John, brewmaster, co-founder.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back. Episode 2. I missed you.
You did?
Well, not really, because I've seen you 100,000 times since our last podcast. But it's great to be back in the studio here, because around here, sharing a pint is how you make a friend.
Oh, that is how you make a friend.
Yeah, did you know that?
I think you do that everywhere.
Yeah.
That's like a universal.
Yeah.
That's why we chose it as a tagline. It applies.
Well, yeah. And the nice thing is there's other ways you can make a friend, but having a beer is probably the best way.
It's my favorite way.
Yeah. That's great. All right. Well, let's catch up. It's been a minute since we've been here. I literally have not seen you that much because you've been on the road traveling, doing some very cool things we talked about last time. But what's going on, in brewery life now that you're back? You want to talk about some of the actually, you know what? Let's not do that.
Okay.
Let's talk about what we're drinking today.
Oh, okay. We can do that. You want to do that first?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
You want to go first? You want me to go first?
Sure. So I picked Ermel's Belgian.
Why?
Belgian cream ale. That's a good question. Hold on. Oh yeah, that's just as good as I remember. So Ermel's, for those that don't know, that was, I think, the first beer you ever made.
It might have been. Yeah, that might have been. Because we started off with 3 brands, right? They were Ermel's, Flying Rhine, 10 Ton. 2 of the 3 we still make on the regular, right? Which is pretty awesome. I don't know how many breweries could actually say that. I think it's entirely likely that Ermel's was the first. I'd have to go back and look in the...
Yeah, and I mean, we don't need to dig into the archives, but it rings a bell with me. And Ermel's, it's a very cool beer. It's a unique beer. From the name, just to give a little background on that, named after Ermel Fraze, world famous Daytonian, whose company, he actually invented the pull tab can, and then later on went on to improve to inventing the pop top can, which not only revolutionized the beer industry, but the beverage industry.
Well, in canned foods and all kinds of stuff.
And do you know the story about the inspiration for why he created that?
I know the allegory. Yeah, why don't you relate it? Because I don't know if everybody else
So he was at a picnic, and he had a beer, and he didn't have... Yeah, sure.
At a church picnic, I think. That's the way it was told.
We're going to talk about your picnic here in a second that you're drinking. But yeah, he didn't have a church key to open the beer. So the legend has it that he popped the top of the beer open on the bumper of his car.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know how to do that.
I think that is so cool. That's like MacGyver.
It is MacGyver.
Right?
Era. That's like MacGyver level. Hey, he's an engineer, so I guess it makes sense. Hey, if I put this here and I kick it with my steel-toed church shoe, it'll pop open. I don't know. I mean,
I just thought the desire to enjoy that beer on a nice day, I thought was awesome. Yeah. So, we owe a lot to Ermel, and that's why we have kind of celebrated him in his invention with one of the first beers that we ever made. And it's a Belgian cream ale, which, is basically a Belgian wit beer, but there's also some other things.
Yeah, it's a made-up style. We made it up.
We did?
Right.
Yeah, we did. But tell me a little bit about that.
So we made that up, if you recall, because most retailers, or our feeling was most retailers didn't want to have more than like 1 or 2 wheat beers on at a time. So we didn't want to go out calling it a wheat beer.
Yeah.
Because that was going to create some pushback in the market, we felt like, because, you had Blue Moon, you had Widmer, there's somebody
Garden, some imports.
There was like 3 or 4 that were out there at the time that were pretty big that we didn't want to have to compete with. We wanted a little, kind of backdoor the mindset of the retailers a little bit.
Yeah.
Or what we like to say back in the day, Jedi mind warp them.
Yes.
You want to put this beer on tap.
Yeah.
And so what we did, really, it's a wit beer. We use Pils malt in it. We use wheat malt in it. We use unmalted wheat. We use, rolled oats, et cetera, et cetera. And then, of course, we do all the spicing that you would, assume that you do when making a wit beer, coriander, cardamom, white pepper, and chamomile. Chamomile is really sort of the secret sauce in that, because it sort of ties all that stuff together. But then the cream ale part is we capitalize it with corn sugar,
Ah,
right? And that's the thing that makes it not.
that give it a little bit of a creamy mouthfeel to it.
Gives it some creaminess. I mean, it's going to have creaminess anyways because of the wheat and the rolled oats, but it can give us a little juice, get the alcohol up a little bit. I mean, it's 5-ish%.
5.4.
But it does give it a different texture and a little bit different flavor than you're going to get out of a traditional Belgian
Awesome.
with beer. Yeah.
Well, and the exciting thing, one of the reasons I chose this beer for today was we're seeing a little bit of a surge on it in the market.
Yeah.
Out in sales. We've got some new can design out there to match the other cans that we have out there. It really pops off the shelf. Really great beer as the weather, well, it was starting to warm up a little bit.
It'll go back.
Yeah. So great beer on a nice warm day, sun shining, patio. And it's one that I like to revisit every once in a while. I mean, I drink more IPAs and lagers, I think, but going back to Ermel's is a nice treat from time to time for me. So if you haven't tried Ermel's in a while, I encourage you to do so. It's one of our OG beers from the very beginning, 2014.
Yeah, it is.
What are you sipping on over there, John?
I'm drinking the Liquid Picnic. I think we talked about this a little bit in the last podcast, now that I'm thinking about it. But I picked it because, A, it's refreshing. I get a little citrus lemon zest, note in it. It's got a little spiciness on the back end. It's dry, crisp, easy to drink. So like you said, on a summer day, or summer, it's not summer, spring day, drinks easy. So that's why I like it. Now, I always get mine in the Pilsner glass. I know that's not what we normally.
No, that is. We moved it.
Well, downtown they're selling it in the Belgian glass.
Well,
I'll have to go talk to them.
There was a little. That's on me. On our tap list, I had it showed the lager glass, but then it said 13 ounce, so it was a little. Yeah, but I fixed that now, so we should be good.
And by the way, right, and just for the record, since we're talking about glassware, I mean, we recommend the different glassware that the beers are served in because we think it makes the beer taste better. It has an impact on the aroma and therefore how you perceive the flavor and so forth. And so that's why the beers are in the glassware that they're in. But if you don't happen to like that particular glassware, when you order with our staff, if you ask them to put it in a different type of glassware, they will do that.
Yeah, that's
This
cool.
is a by the way. If you're listening to this and you come in, something to think about. So that glassware that you're in is called a Willebecker.
Yeah.
Right. This is our Pilsner glass. We have the stemless Belgian, which is sort of the goblet.
Kind of a goblet without a stem. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we have the IPA glass.
Yeah.
Right, which has got the bulb on the top. So those are the four main ones. The Willebecker was the original one. When we first opened, everything was poured in that glass.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty universal, good glass to use.
It's almost like the new age pint glass.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep. It's just a step up. Yeah. But it's important. Sometimes, like when we first went to the glassware program, if you remember, we got some pushback. People thought, oh, you got to drink with your pinky out now. It's like, no, you guys. Right. I mean, this elevates the beer drinking experience because when you do things to, drive the aroma, then you're going to taste it on your palate and the beer is going to taste more flavorful. So it has an impact in the way you perceive. And then some of the glasses, I know there was a minute there, like this one doesn't have it. Some of the glassware that we bought post-pandemic, they stopped being able to etch the bottom of the glassware. And then I think they went back. And so some of the glassware has the etching on the bottom, some of it doesn't.
Yeah.
That etching helps release CO2 into the glass the whole time, just kind of like a champagne flute.
Yeah.
You put that irregularity on the bottom of the glass, the CO2 is attracted to that point, and then it can no longer be retained in solution because you have this concentration. And so then it comes out. And by having the CO2 come out of solution constantly, it's driving the aroma compounds into the headspace on your glass. So when you put your face in it, when you drink it, you smell it more, right? Taste it more, right? So.
Yeah, I think glassware is important. I thought it was a cool exercise when we put together a little group that was interested in tasting the beers throughout the various glasswares. We got a bunch of different samples in from glass companies and really settled on a majority of what was the best glass for each beer or each style. There's some style guidelines in there, and I think it's cool. I'm proud of it. I'm proud
Yeah,
of the glass
I
we're
like
doing.
it. I'm glad that we do it. I think it's a big deal.
Yeah.
So,
And I've had people comment on the etching, and I think people like that visual,
yeah.
seeing the bubbles rise up. But well, that's awesome. Well, I had a liquid picnic on Sunday.
Only one?
Yeah, I had
You
a
sure you only had one?
I had a gamma juice and then a liquid picnic.
Okay.
So yeah,
That
only
makes more
one.
sense.
Yeah, thank you. But anyway, let's get into it, man. It's good to see you. Welcome back.
Yeah, thanks.
You've had some really cool travels here lately. I was wondering if you could fill us in on kind of, you set the stage for us last episode, and wanted to see how things went.
Yeah, so I flew out to Denver at the invitation of the Brewers Association. We were actually in Louisville, which is a suburb of Denver. That's where the Brewers Association has their warehousing function set up, and I think their offices are probably in Boulder, I think. I've not been to the offices, frankly. So they do all the evaluation. Well, all's the wrong word. They do the first half of the evaluations for, say, World Beer Cup or Great American Beer Festival at this site in Louisville. And so you have all these people from all over the world that convene there, and we start going through the evaluations of all the beers that have been submitted for review, and we provide our feedback. And in some cases, you take some of the categories all the way to awarding the medals, and then they'll do the second half. They just finished it actually, because the Craft Brewers Conference just started in Philadelphia, which clearly we are not there.
No, we're not. We're not shooting live.
Yeah. So they do the second half of the evaluations like this past weekend that just ended, and then they'll announce the winners later this week. And so, we'll see. But it's great. It's a great thing to be able to participate in. You have a lot of other professional brewers that are there. You have a lot of vendor staff that's there, malt companies, hop companies, canning groups that, provide aluminum, whatever. And so they all have these different things. You have some different beer writers, people from all over the world. There's a huge contingent of people from Mexico and South America that were there, which was great because a lot of my friends that I work with when I do these things in Mexico were there. So it's good to be able to see them. And so for me, it's a little bit of a reunion, right? You get to see all your old friends from the industry. It's also some work. It's a little exercise in getting to do a survey of what people think make a good IPA. And then of course, as you're evaluating these things with your peers, there's conversation, right? And so that conversation then naturally leads to, like, how does the brewer that I'm judging with, how do they think about it in their plan? What do they do to, achieve certain results or circumvent certain problems that are inherent to production, so on and so forth. So it's a really great interaction in that regard. I always come back from it with a couple new ideas that we can apply. So that was great. And then of course, while I was out there as well, so that was 4 days. I flew out on a Monday, and the evaluations were Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then I stayed with some friends up in Lyons. Shout out to Mike and Amy, and their dog Lenny, in the one they were fostering, Sisu. And then I stayed over till Monday, and we did this event with Hop France and my friend Sebastian at New Image. I had that wrong in the past.
Yeah.
It was New Image was the name of the brewery. And thank you, Ryan. Ryan also let me couch surf at his place on Monday
right on.
night, which was great. And so there was about 30 guys, 30 men and women that were there from the brewing industry there in the Denver area. And there was 4 or 5 beers, of which, of course, we had made the Global Harvest. I felt like that was pretty well received.
We're selling it pretty well.
Yeah, that's good.
We're counting down the cases. I saw the countdown today.
Yeah.
We're almost out.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, it was great because Sebastian is at the CBC because he's showing.
Yeah.
Right. And he's there with my friend Oliver Wesselow, who's an instructor at Dumans right now. And Oliver and I went through brewing school together at the VLB. So I get this photo of them via my WhatsApp, right, with them both cheersing me with a pint of the Global Harvest at the Human Robot, where they had the same thing that we did at New Image.
Yeah.
So it's great. And I'm like, oh man,
I wish you were
I
there.
wish I was
Oh,
there.
yeah.
But it's good to be home. I'm actually glad I'm not there, frankly, because I've been on the road a little bit, and then I'm going to be on the road again next month to go judge the Rojo in Tampico, Mexico. And so that's my, you know, it's interesting. I've talked to some different people about this because people are like, oh, you're on vacation. It's like, not really. I'm still working. Granted, it's by choice, but it is a lot of work to do those things. Particularly like World Beer Cup or GABF, because you're going to sit down in the morning. You're going to do 3 flights of beer. Your flight could be, I've had some flights that are as little as maybe 7 or 8 beers, but more commonly they're a little more, maybe like 10 or 11, sometimes 12. And you're going to do 3 flights in the morning, and you're going to have a break of about 45 minutes, and you're going to do 3 flights in the afternoon. And so over a 4-day period,
That's a lot of beer.
it's a lot of different beer, and it's a lot of writing. You have to provide some good feedback. I mean, obviously, you're not trying to teach anybody how to make beer. They should already know how to do that. But a couple of things like, hey, I was getting some oxidation. You might want to look at what you're doing on your can line or in your transfer process, or we were getting some diacetyl or whatever. Right. Mm-hmm. And it's like, here's some things to think about. So you got to kind of type that, or like, man, this was, awesome. Yeah, this was great. I'd like to sit down and talk to you about what you did.
Yeah,
right.
great job.
So it cuts both ways. It's interesting is there's a lot of really good beer, and unfortunately, there's only at the end of the day, there's only going to be 3 that get recognized in any category. So that becomes like a big deal. Like if you win the IPA category, and there's like 250 entries in that category, they're going to recognize 3 of them, right?
Yeah. That's got to be tough.
Yeah, it's hard, man. And then it's also hard as a judge because when you get down to the end, right, and it's like we're in the medal round, or maybe in a category like that, there might be 5 or 6 rounds, and you get down to like the second to the last round. Like these beers are all good.
Yeah.
Right. Like how do you pick which one? Right. I mean, you're really
nitpicking.
Yeah, you're really nitpicking, and it starts to become a little bit subjective. And I hate to have to say that. I don't know how the BA will feel about me saying that, but when you have a dozen beers in front of you that are all really good, some of that comes down to the opinion of the judges, which ones they just like more, and so then. Yeah. Who is the pool of judges that's sitting there?
Could some of that be hop preference?
It could be hop preference. It could be the intensity of the hop expression. It could be like how the hop expression and the aroma interplays with the hop expression and the flavor versus the bitterness. Or if you're a malty beer, like what components of malt? Am I getting caramel? Am I getting chocolate? Am I getting roast? Yeah. Is the roast too much, and now it's tying into the bitterness of the hop, and so now you're getting this astringency because the hop and the roastiness have amplified each other. Yeah. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff like that that goes into like the overall perception and temperament of the beer. But it's really, I mean, the point being is it's a really fun exercise. It's a lot of work because you got to think really hard about what it is you're tasting. You're pretty worn out. My friends used to tease me about going, oh yeah, you're going to work, you're going to drink beer, or like you're in beer school. It's like, yeah.
Is there like a prerequisite to be a judge at a competition of that level, or is it? How does that work? How do they select the judges?
Well, obviously they've increased the qualifications because otherwise I wouldn't be there. But when I applied, you needed to have, and I think this is more or less still the case. You needed to have 3 recommendations from current, judges. So you had to go get people that knew you and were willing to vouch for your ability to evaluate beer. And then, of course, they wanted to see your actual work resume, right? They wanted to know what you've been doing and why you're interested in the beer industry. And, they're looking for people that are committed to the beer industry, right? You got other groups that are out there that can help sort of fortify that too, like, the BJCP or Cicerone or other sort of certification bodies like that are out there that can kind of give you some credentials that also help kind of forward you into that group. And then, you apply, and assuming that you are accepted, then you go onto the wait list, right? Because they have a list of however many people are trying to get in. And the thing that's interesting, they run sort of the same process for like the volunteers, like the table stewards that bring the beer to the table, and the people that work in the warehouse, and that organize all the behind the scenes stuff to get the beer out of your box that you sent them into the warehouse and get it organized and stored, and then teed up and ready to pour, and then onto the platter that they bring out when they deliver the samples to the table. So that's a lot of volunteer work, and those guys go through a similar sort of vetting process, is my understanding. And the wait list to get into that is like 5 times longer than the judge list.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a deal, right? And like the people that go out to that, they come from all over the country, all over the world, just like the judges, and they're using their own, paid time off from work.
Yeah.
That's like that's their vacation, and they go do that. It's really interesting.
I've met a couple of people like that across over my time here at Warped Wing, and it seems like a lot of them, they work beer festivals locally.
Yeah.
And it's like a lifestyle for them, and they're so into it. And then I've seen some of those same people here locally out at GABF working, or sounds like.
Well, I met this guy, and I don't remember his last name. I met him one of the last days I was out there. His name's Brian. He's from the Cleveland area. He was wearing a Cleveland Guardians jersey.
Sorry, get it right. Yep.
Showing my age there. And he was like, "Oh yeah, I come to your place all the time whenever I'm down in Southwest Ohio." Blah blah blah. I'm like, "Oh, that's great, right?"
That's awesome.
Yeah, really nice guy. So, Brian, it's great to meet you.
Shout out, Brian. Well, that's awesome, John. Thanks for bringing us up to speed on that. Also, I feel like you had a pretty big weekend last weekend.
Oh well, yeah. On a personal note.
Yeah, on a personal note.
It was prom for my kid, for my 18-year-old.
Senior prom, right?
Senior prom.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so he and his girlfriend. So his name's Colin. His girlfriend Emma. They went to prom, and so that was Saturday night. And then of course, there's the after prom, and then there's the after prom.
Oh, I didn't know there's 2 after proms.
Yeah, well, the first one is official.
Oh, okay.
It's run by the school.
Yeah.
And the second one is the unofficial. I don't know where that was. I hope the parents knew that it was there.
Yeah, right on.
And then the next day. So there wasn't a lot of sleep that day. Then the next day, Colin had to do some work at the DLM. He works at the DLM, and then he comes off work, and then they go camping that night. And so apparently, it was really cold Sunday night, so he had to give his sleeping bag to his girlfriend, and so he didn't get a lot of sleep. So yesterday we were having, I was having some work done at the house, and the guy that was doing the work had to get in the backyard. And he didn't want to go in the backyard because the back door was open, and he knows we have dogs. And so he was afraid that, I'll go in your backyard and your dogs will start freaking out.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, so I'm trying to call my kid. Hey, Colin, answer the phone. Call him 5 times in a row. Nothing. So I call the guy back, and I'm like, hey, did you ring the doorbell? Oh, yeah, nobody answered. And I'm like, okay. So I got to come home from work, middle of the afternoon. Of course, he's
crashed out
on the couch, like 3:30 in the afternoon or whatever it was.
Oh,
and I'm like,
hey, a teenager.
Come on. So I'm like probably getting him in trouble now telling the story. But, it's like, come on. So that, whatever. We got around it. And I had to
Sounds like a fun-filled weekend. And I
What'd you do?
This weekend, it was a lot of yard work as well. Getting the house.
Saturday, you were out in the rain on Saturday.
No, not Saturday, Friday night, because I have to follow the weather now.
Yeah.
Because we're actually helping out our neighbors too, mowing their grass, me and the boys. We've got a team now. Yeah. We've got access to 3 mowers. So I'm mowing, my oldest Cameron's mowing, and then Brooks, my youngest, has a John Deere, but he calls it a Don Deere. A Don Deere tractor, and he's got a pull behind cart, and he picks up all the sticks. And so I'm teaching him, how to work, and our neighbors are paying us, and I'm distributing the cash out. Yeah, my oldest left me though. He went to go out for pizza with his buddy, so it was just me and Brooks. Yeah, you know how that goes.
Yeah, I do.
And then we had basketball tournament on Saturday and Sunday, but I coached flag football on Sunday with my youngest. We got absolutely smoked.
It's all right.
Yeah,
You
it's
had
okay.
a good time. That's
Yeah,
what
I
counts.
told him, I said, hey, our 2 goals are to have fun and try our best. Did we do that? Yeah, some of them were not as happy because we got beat, but it's all good. We're in that phase of life where we're playing sports, we're having fun, and we're working outside, weather permitting. But it was good. It was a good weekend. They always go too fast. I went up to Huber Heights. We're playing on Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Had some dinner
Good.
with the crew up there, and everything was great. Food was great. Had a couple beers to unwind.
How'd the new sun sails look?
They look fantastic,
Yeah.
by the way.
I had nothing to do with that. That was my team members, Dean and Sean. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
They put those up, so I'm curious.
The patio looks ready to rock.
Yeah, all right.
First concert is this Saturday.
Who is it? You know?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I should know that, but I don't. I just know our team is gearing up. They're working hard, and we're excited for them up there. Concert season is a big deal, and so if you're out and about going to the show this weekend, stop by Warped Wing, share some love, share some pints.
Lots of pints.
Lots of pints.
Lots of
and
love.
Lots of love. So, also, real quick, John, on a personal level, Colin's a senior. He's graduating this year. You guys worked on something special for that.
Yeah, we did. We made a beer together. It's actually a couple years ago now. It's going to be, by the time he gets to graduation, it'll be about 2 years old exactly. So we made a barley wine here on the pilot plant. We're at our Springboro location doing this. We made it here, and then we aged it in New Riff whiskey barrels.
Shout out to our homies at New Riff.
Yep,
We've done
shout
some
out to
collabs
those
with
guys.
them.
Yep.
That's cool.
Ryan and Louie. So it was great because I made Colin. I didn't make him. He wanted to do this, but he participated in the whole thing.
Oh.
So like when we went and got the barrels to do this, we went on one of his days off, and I called the guys down at the distillery, and he and I, borrowed one of the company trucks and drove down to Cincinnati and picked up the barrels at New Riff, and he got to look around a little bit, which was great. I think that was enlightening for him.
Yeah.
And then we made the beer here. We fermented it. He helped fill the barrels. Of course, we put it in the barrel cellar. We aged them, and then we emptied those barrels in February. So they were about 18 months, almost to the day, on the wood. And then we packaged it and bottle conditioned it.
Oh, sweet.
So we're still sort of, it's like part way through. Right? It's taken its sweet time because it's big. It's like 15% alcohol.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a big one, but it tastes great. And so it's going, but it's kind of taking its time. I'm actually getting a little nervous about whether it'll be finished by the time we get to graduation, because it's supposed to be, we're supposed to release it graduation weekend, which is the end of May. So we'll see. If not, whatever, it's going to have to keep riding until it's ready. Right?
Yeah, but that's pretty cool. Tell me, that beer is not just for graduation, though. It's something that you guys can.
So the conversation that Colin and my wife Danielle and I had about the beer was like, hey, let's do this, and then we'll lay so much of it back, and so then when you graduate from college, then we can pull some out.
Yeah,
and we'll
another
try it then. And then
milestone.
if you get married, then we can pull some more out. You have a kid, we can pull some more out. So it becomes this thread that moves through life. And I mean, we're probably only pulling, 1 or 2 cases each time, but it's something that he and his mother and I can enjoy and, kind of reflect back on our time together.
That's cool.
Yeah. So it's good. I'm really happy we were able to pull it off. We talked about it for years before we actually did it.
Yeah.
And it finally was just to the point where it's like, if we don't do this now, then we're not going to do it and we're going to regret it. Right.
Yeah.
So I think it's good. And then, like I said, I've extended that offer to you and your boys. And so when you guys are ready, let me know and we'll do something for you guys. It could be a barley wine. It could be something else. I don't know.
Yeah.
You guys will have to figure out what.
Yeah, thank you. I've told Cameron about that. So he's excited. He's only 12, so we got a little bit of time. But yeah.
It really depends on how long you want to age it, right?
Yeah.
So we could do, if you're going to do something big, like barley wine or imperial stout or something like that, you can't really do it too early.
Yeah.
But, you got time, 3-4 years before you really have to make a decision.
I appreciate that. I'm excited about that idea. So
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Awesome. Well, good catching up on the personal front too. I know you've had some big milestones this weekend and then coming up too with Colin. So that's exciting.
Yeah. Well, the one that I'm excited about, is college. He's been accepted at Duquesne, and so that's where he's going, over to Pittsburgh. Of course, his mother and I wanted him to go to UD, but he doesn't care as long as Dad signs the check.
I mean, how far away is that? That's not too far.
4 hours.
Yeah, that's not too far.
Well, you're not just going over there for pizza, but
no. Yeah, you're committed.
Yeah, you're in. You got some updates though, right? I mean, what's going on? Because when I flew to Denver, right, I'm walking through security at the airport here in Dayton, and I see this thing, and I'm like, "Hey, yo, what? When? Why?
Yeah.
Tell me about it."
Yeah. So the airport project.
Yeah.
That's been a thing that we've been talking about with a couple different groups over the years, and most recently. I was able to go to the pitch with Tailwind Concessions. Our guys there, they're fantastic. What a great team. And they brought me with, and we brought some food from the smokery to share with the committee there at the airport. And they put together a really solid presentation and allowed me to say a few words about Warped Wing. Very cool. And ultimately, they were awarded the project. So they've already taken over concessions at the airport, which is great for them. And then we've seen some renderings of what the Warped Wing is going to look like. It's going to be right as you get through security, straight ahead, right in between both of the gates.
A and B.
Yeah, A and B.
Yep.
And so if you're flying out of Dayton, come July, I'd get there a little earlier. So you can sit down, have a beer. They're building a menu that's very close to what we have at our smokeries. Obviously, they have some challenges with it being an airport. You can't just have a smoker out on the tarmac, or could you? I'm being told that you can't, but they're investing in some equipment to be able to do that and get that smoked, the cornerstone of our food program, the smoked meats and whatnot, and have our beers. They tell me they're going to be one of our top accounts, which is exciting too.
Yeah, I look forward to that. Will you be able, and maybe you don't know, I'm not sure, will you be able to buy canned beer at that location and then take it on the airplane with you?
I have to confirm that. Now, we used to sell beer in the airport, in the concession, the retail shops, and you could do that. So I know that is a thing, or was a thing. So I'm hopeful, because they have talked about selling our merchandise,
right?
Like our wearables, our T-shirts and hats and whatnot. So I'm going to talk to them about retail beer to go, because we just had that come up. We had a meeting last week, and we have some people coming in for an event that we're participating in from out of town. We talked about making a special beer. More to come on that as we get closer. Very cool event. But we talked about possibly them being able to get it at the airport location as they fly out. So there is a need for that. So yeah, I'll definitely be talking to the Tailwind crew about that.
Yeah, I think
hopefully.
it sounds like that's a strong possibility. Maybe we don't have a firm answer yet, but
no, more to come. We're looking at I'm being told July.
Yeah.
July now is the opening that they're targeting. But you know how these things go. They can be a moving target based on construction, all kinds of things. But exciting. We're really excited about the airport, and more to come. We'll talk more about that on the show as we get closer. We also have, before we get into the anniversary party coming up in May, we also have some exciting things coming in Columbus. Ohio on Tap Week is coming up. Don't crucify me if I get these dates wrong. May 8th through the 17th. And the Ohio Craft Brewers Association is putting on some really cool events. Breweries are putting on cool events during that week, basically celebrating everything Ohio breweries. And so we're going to take part in that. The Mystery Beer Date is an event, kind of cool concept, where they invite so many breweries, and you have a brewery personnel there, and people move around, and they're in front of the brewery personnel, and you got to sell them on the beer, or you could sell them on yourself as why you're the best date or the best beer. So kind of a fun concept, interactive, that we'll be a part of during that week.
Doing that for us.
Yeah, I think he
might be a natural.
He might find a new date. I don't know. He might
an actual date.
Yeah, I don't know if he's in the market, but if he is, you could use that as an opportunity. So shout out to our buddy Andy, sales rep up in Columbus, who will be taking the lead on that event for us. So that's exciting in May, and then right on the heels of that, we have our 13th anniversary? I think it's 13.
13, yeah.
Yeah.
13,
so crazy to believe that we've been around that long. We've moved our anniversary date with COVID and everything. We moved it around to May, and that's worked out pretty well for us. We're going to have a little bit different look this year with the anniversary party. We're still going to have the outdoor space, but it's going to be more of kind of celebrate our local community. We're going to have a community market there, some other vendors there set up. We'll have the Trotty trailer out there slinging beers outside.
Dude, as long as there's beer, man, I'm good.
Yeah, right?
I love beer.
Oh,
Yeah.
our 12th anniversary.
13th.
All right,
Oh,
cut.
it's 12th anniversary, 13th year in business.
Oh, yeah. Got it. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that makes sense.
celebrating our 12th anniversary.
12. Yeah, because 13's unlucky. What are we going to do when we get to next year? And it's actually
Hopefully we
13.
make it to next. No, I'm just kidding. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. We've got a new beer coming out that we brought out last year. That was really popular. Superdelic.
Yeah, super delic. Yeah.
You remember that one? Double IPA.
Faintly, it's
Yeah.
it's strong. It'll kick you in the ass.
Yeah. And we got a can of that right here.
Yeah.
Look at that beautiful label. It reminds me of Juicy Fruit. The label reminds me of. Remember that Juicy Fruit gum?
Yeah, yeah.
And you had all the different colors.
Yeah.
It kind of tastes like Juicy Fruit. It's got some
Does
nice.
it?
Well, it's got some nice fruity, tropical notes to it.
Yep, it does. Yep.
And, we're looking at it as a way to get together and celebrate with our team, with our community, our customers. Come out and see us. And we'll have
Drink some super delic.
Superdelic, man, and some Trotty Lime. We'll have some other seasonals available. And just a good day to celebrate our team, our accomplishments, and 12th anniversary. Hard to believe.
It is. I feel a lot older than 12.
Yeah, I do too. John, you want to tell us a little bit about the Superdelic beer that we'll be featuring at the anniversary party?
Sure. So Superdelic is basically it's a New Zealand double IPA or Imperial IPA, however you like to classify that. We do a blend of 3 different Southern Hemisphere hops from New Zealand. Motica, which is sort of some lime zest notes in it.
Oh, cool.
Superdelic, which is what the beer's name is taken from, which is a hop variety. Also has some lime, tropical notes, citrus, etc., and Nectarone, which is also a big citrus bomb as well.
I would have guessed that with a name like Nectarone.
Yeah, so those are the 3 hops. Just as a by the way, it's one of the more expensive beers that we make in our portfolio because of the imported hops from the Southern Hemisphere. They're not cheap.
Which means they're good, right?
Well,
If they're expensive, it means they're good, right?
okay. I don't think of it that way.
I know, I'm just
I know you're messing with me. Price never equates to quality. I don't care what you're buying, whether it's like cars or hops or whatever, right? But it is part of the deal because they got to come halfway around the globe to get here, so they're more expensive. But I do think they're quite nice. I think they're quite good. They throw a lot of tropical notes, like we said, and citrus and so on and so forth. So when we made this beer last year, we had quite a positive response to it. So I'm looking forward to it. Of course, we make it in a fairly small quantity. So I think if you want it, you kind of gotta get
it.
on it.
Yeah, we did.
Right.
I mean, we're producing a small quantity, limited edition, but we found that there's a customer out there for double Imperial IPAs.
Yeah. Well, so there's one. I want to tell a story about one of our customers, one of our investors, Marvin.
Oh yeah,
Marvin.
everybody knows Marvin.
Well, I don't know if everybody knows.
Everyone downtown knows.
Should know.
Yeah.
So, Marvin was telling me this story because I was trying to sell him on, we've got this test batch of light IPA out, right, which is the test batch for something we have coming later this summer. And I was trying to convince him to give it a run when he was cutting his grass. And he was like, no. I've got my rider set up. I only drink 9% double IPAs, but I'm cutting my grass.
Dude.
I'm like, okay, Marvin, you go do you.
That's kind of the opposite of what I think of lawnmower beer.
Yeah, right.
But hey, Marvin, if it works for you, maybe he only has to have one.
Well, that's what I was telling him.
I'd like to have like 4 or 5.
Like, dude, you could have like 3 times as many beers.
Yeah.
To keep yourself refreshed. Come on. Right? Because the light IPA is like 3.5. That's what we're targeting. And, like we said, Superdelic is like 8.5. But it's like, okay, Marvin, whatever. You do you, brother.
Well, that's why this business is so fun.
Yeah.
Right? Because
that's right.
Everybody, you could do what you want. Right?
There's a little something for everybody. Well, so that's what I tell people, people will come in to the tap rooms or to an event or to whatever we've got going on, and they'll recognize me and start talking to me. Hey, I like beer A, but I don't like beer B.
You got to love those.
And then I turn
conversations.
around, and the very next conversation I have is the almost verbatim the exact opposite. Hey, I really like beer B, but I don't like beer A. It's like, look, you guys, not every beer that we make is for everybody.
Yeah.
Right? That's why we make so many different beers over the course of the year. So hopefully you can find one that you like.
Yeah.
Because I got to make something else for this other guy over here who doesn't like the same stuff that you like.
Yeah.
Right. And so we try to mix a variety of stuff in there. But it's just really funny. Like, I've had people say to me over the years, you know, I haven't heard this here in Dayton, but I've heard it at other places I've worked. Like, I'm a connoisseur of beer. I only drink IPA. I'm like, really? That's funny.
You
Maybe
must
that
really
makes you a
know
connoisseur.
IPA.
Yeah, that makes you a connoisseur of IPA.
Yeah.
Doesn't make you a connoisseur of beer.
Yeah.
But, you know, whatever. That's the kind of stuff you get.
Yeah. It's fun. It's fun. Everybody's got their own.
Yeah. It's
You know,
sort of like we were talking about the beer names last time we did this, and it's the same sort of thing, right? It's just, if people actually thought about the stuff that they were saying and gave it some critical analysis before they said it, they'd probably say it differently.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, it's that time in the show that we feature the beer of the week.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
What is the beer of the week?
The beer of the week is Trotwood Lime.
Trotwood Lime.
Yes, Trotwood Lime is coming back. And it's an exciting time for a lot of people. A lot of my friends I know. Actually, I have a buddy of mine who gets really excited about this beer, and it's a barometer of the summer season. It's like he knows when it comes out, it's the beginning of summer. And when we run out of it, he gets kind of down. He's like, oh,
Here comes fall.
summer's over, you know? And it's funny, when he told me that last year, I was like,
So
yeah,
if I make more later in the summer, that'll just keep summer going.
maybe for one guy, but you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of breweries are coming out with a lime lager all year round, and, you know, that's cool. But I like the fact that we've kept this seasonal. It's a nice treat. It's our flagship Trotwood lager with some lime juice. Pretty straightforward. It just fits this time of year. You know, it's really that lime citrus adds a nice refreshing, kind of makes you feel like you're on vacation with not being on vacation.
It's like Kiss saying, live your life like you're on vacation.
Dude, I try to live that way all the time.
All the time.
It's sometimes harder.
Yeah.
Some days are
Paul
harder than others.
Stanley philosophy for you right there.
I love it. I love it. Well,
Lick it up.
Trotwood lager, live life like you're on vacation.
That's right.
So that'll be coming out Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, because
Yeah.
we're supposed to talk about
Chris
it.
said yes, and Tara said no.
I do know we're packaging it at the end of next week, which means it's probably coming out the week after that.
So
I
that's
think we're packaging it May 1st.
yeah, that's perfect timing for Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
And
'Cause
also,
that would be like 4 days later.
dude, perfect.
Yeah, 1 + 4.
Good math. That's perfect. So look for that. We've got some exciting things for Cinco de Mayo. What do you think would pair well with Trotty Lime? I think I have an idea.
Mexican food,
Yes. Anything specific?
brisket tacos.
Those, yeah, dude. I was just gonna say tacos.
Any kind of tacos, really. But as it turns out, we have brisket tacos and we have fish tacos.
We do.
Yeah, fish tacos are good too, man.
Yeah, super refreshing.
Yeah, nachos. You know, in fact, anything really, just like citric acid, right? So citric acid is part of citrus, right?
Yeah.
So it's gonna drop your pH a little bit in your palate, and so when you drop the pH, you accentuate spiciness, which is why, like, if you're eating spicy food, they tell you, and it's like it's killing you.
Yeah.
Like you drink milk or you eat some ice cream or you do something like that, because that dairy, it's a base,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So it neutralizes the acidity of the spice and takes the heat away,
Yeah.
right? That's the the chemical reaction that's going on in your mouth. So same thing here. Like when you drink beer, beer's already mildly acidic. When you drink beer that's got, lime juice in it, which is citric acid, that's going to be a little more acidic. And therefore, if you eat it with spicy food, it's going to punch up that spiciness of that food, right?
Yeah.
And so that's why, depends on how much heat you like, obviously. So you either want to be careful or you want to go for it, however you feel about
Oh yeah,
that.
go hard or go home. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why like Mexican food does well with this. That's why you see a lot of people put a lime. Granted, a lot of mass-produced Mexican lagers aren't the most flavorful.
Yeah.
And so that's something, but I think
Some of them you have to put the lime in or it tastes like crap.
I was going to go with dog shit, but
Am I allowed to say that?
well, I just
I'm
said
not trying to tear anybody down, but the fact of the matter is some of those mass-produced beers,
well, we're not mentioning names.
no,
It's
we're
okay.
not. You got to put a lime in or it sucks.
Well, to each their own. Right? But that's one of the things that you want to do. You want to think about when you're eating.
Yeah.
Anything, and anything for that matter. Beer as a whole goes really well with a lot of ethnic foods, Mexican or otherwise, because those foods tend to be spicier, so they don't pair real well with wine or spirits. But beer, provides a nice counterbalance to that. And then depending on, like, if you're going to put the lime in it, you're eating Mexican or you're eating Indian or you're eating something like Thai, that lime is going to drive that even more.
Yeah.
Right.
I had tacos last night.
Yeah.
A mix of tacos.
Yeah. Did you have a lime?
I did.
Tacos? See,
That's
what I'm saying.
They gave me a lime and I squeezed the lime on the tacos. They also gave me like a lime dressing that went on it too. Probably had cilantro. It was really good.
Yeah.
It was a birria taco, a grilled fish taco, and a spicy shrimp taco.
Yeah.
They were fantastic.
So I'm going to bring this up. I should probably go talk to Beto, one of our kitchen managers, about it. We've had this conversation before, but when you get birria tacos in Mexico, they are cooking the meat in like a soup.
Oh yeah.
And then you can order the soup separate.
Oh.
Right.
Nice.
And so that's like the hangover cure in Mexico.
Really?
Like for real. Like every time I've gone down there to do like a collab beer or something,
Well,
everyone goes
you've
out.
never been hungover.
Well, okay. Well, not that I'll admit to. But every time we go down there, like the first night, we're all like, woo.
Oh, yeah.
And then
High
the next day, it's like,
energy.
okay, we're going to go make the beer. And of course, you're getting up in the morning and everyone's like, I don't know. We drank a lot of mezcal last night.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, you guys want tacos? Yeah. So that's what you're having for breakfast. And they bring you this big, insulated cup of the birria broth.
Yeah.
And you drink that and you're like, okay,
Right as the rain.
I can do anything now.
Well, that's
And it's like, I'd really love to sell that, but I don't know how much demand there is for that here in the States.
I think we'd have to start it.
Yeah.
Hangover cure. You put that out there.
Yeah.
They'll come running.
Oh, yeah. It's good, man.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, I think, other things, lighter proteins, fish, chicken, go well with Trotwood Lime.
Trotwood goes with anything,
Yeah.
first of all. In Trotwood Lime, if you put a lime on it, if you would even consider putting a lime on it, then it's going.
It's going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I even warmed up last week when we had beers. I don't know if you saw. I had a Trotwood Lime I had a Trotwood, and I got a fresh lime. I squeezed it in it
Yeah, there you go.
because I'm excited about this
Right.
beer.
Well, you can tell your friend he can extend his summer doing that.
Yes, I will tell him that. Thank you. Awesome. All right. Let's get into some of the food features and holidays. Actually, before we do that, because I know you asked me, you want to know about my life and what's
Oh,
going
I do.
on.
Yeah.
So we have our annual event in Toledo coming up.
Oh, yeah.
May the 4th be with you
Yeah,
at
May
the
the
Orchard Inn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's like a Star Wars theme thing.
Yes. Big Star Wars fans. We have been doing this event with Orchard Inn and my girl Christine and her crew up there who are phenomenal. This might be like the 5th or 6th year we've done it. We go up there. They usually buy like 6 or 7 kegs. They buy some case beer. And they rename our beers into like Star Wars themed. And I
Give me
mean,
an example. Like, what was one of last year's?
God, I don't remember, but they're very creative with it, and it makes it fun.
Yeah.
And it's a great neighborhood bar.
Yeah.
I mean, there's houses all around it, so I see some of the same people every year, which is cool. I get to kind of reunion. It's just a fun. Nobody else really does that holiday, so it's just something.
Is it a holiday?
It is.
Are you
It's,
sure?
dude, it
Is that
is.
recognized by the federal
It
government?
is. It is for us, and it is for Orchard Inn because they'll just play Star Wars on the TVs all day long. They have food trucks, outside. It's really cool. Not a lot of other people celebrate it.
Do
So
you dress up? Do you like dress up as your favorite
I'm
Star
thinking
Wars
about.
character?
I was thinking about maybe spicing it up a little bit
And
this
going as,
year.
what, Chewbacca or something?
No, not full tilt. They do have a cardboard cutout of me though.
Oh, do you? Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So I'll tell you this story. The first year we ever did this, I was all fired up, and we wanted to kick at least one 6-barrel, right? The first 6-barrel to kick was Gimbal Bomb.
Of course.
So there's a
people
picture.
were housed.
There's a picture of me with my arms in the air with the empty 6-barrel, and someone took a photo and they did a cardboard cutout. It's behind the bar, very cool. So I'm immortalized at Orchard Inn.
Well, you earned that.
Yeah, I earned it. That was a good night for me. I needed some burrito broth the next morning.
I'm sure.
For sure.
Yes.
But
Yeah, nice time.
it wasn't available. Thank you. So we're gonna go see our friends at Orchard Inn up in Toledo. Some of our new friends.
That's going to be like a Tuesday night or something.
It's a Monday. So
night.
yeah, it's been on a nice Thursday, Friday, and last year was on Sunday, obviously. But we're gonna drive up because we have our meetings on Tuesday, so we'll come back for that. We'll come back Monday night. So it's just one of those years where it's on a tough day, but we're still going. We're still going to celebrate. So
Yeah, sure. It's a national.
it is, and we're trying. And then the next day is Revenge of the Fifth.
When I had, you caught me off guard with that.
I got
That's
you.
good. Yeah.
So it's like a 2-day holiday.
2-day extravaganza.
Yes, sir. All right.
I'm sure. I hear everyone's using their PTO for that.
You know what? It's almost as big as St. Patty's Day, where people don't work. But yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Keep pushing it.
By the way, yesterday was 420. I don't know if you celebrated anything or.
I did not, but almost like everybody that I went to college seemed to be because
Oh.
my phone was blowing up.
I was
Like,
getting some photos too.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm so glad that you guys have all decided to live this degenerate lifestyle, which
Oh,
is
they're just
funny
celebrating-
because when I got into the beer industry, that's what I was accused of doing, and now
I got several texts. Happy 420.
Yeah,
So it was a Monday, but
yeah,
that's okay. There was still people out celebrating.
yeah, they're doing it.
Anyway.
you do you.
We've got Cinco de Mayo coming up. We've got some cool food specials. We're gonna have some special tacos, even a burrito or two
Yeah,
on the menu.
So what makes them special?
Well, they're not typically on the menu.
No, that's what
So
makes them special.
yeah, that makes them special. Cinco
Well,
de
so
Mayo
did you
is
know,
going to
like-
be on a Tuesday.
You probably didn't know this.
That would be
I wanna
Taco
mention this.
Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday
Yeah, and
on Cinco de Mayo.
they are converging together.
Does that mean it's like tacos to the power of 2?
Yeah, I
So
think
it's like 4 tacos.
it's like meant to be.
Yeah. Did you know that in Mexico they cook brisket, but they call it suadero?
You've told me that
Yeah.
because I know that term, suadero.
Yeah. And so I wonder if Beto's got some suadero tacos and burritos ready to go.
Beto's pretty dialed in.
It's pretty dialed in, man.
Yeah, so I think we've got some drink specials in addition to the Trotwood Lime that's going to be releasing on that day. We've got Mexican mules, micheladas, probably with some Rad's Bloody Mary mix.
I would imagine.
My shout out to my homie Scott Conrad at Rad's Bloody Mary mix. That is some good stuff.
Yeah.
I could drink that just plain. It's so good and hearty. Margaritas. We'll have some margaritas. I think you have to. I think it's a law.
Gotta have margs.
I think it's a law. You got to have that. So join us for Cinco de Mayo. And then we roll right into Mother's Day. One of the
What are
most,
you doing with your mom for Mother's Day?
I haven't gotten that far. I shouldn't admit that, but we've had an old tradition where we would go to this same little neighborhood pub, and we get these like 32-ounce beers.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and
then you guys have a race?
no, I've got a picture of my mom with
Yeah,
two of
good.
them in front. Little old Judy, not old, but little Judy, and she's got these 2 huge beers in front of her, and she used to live in Bellbrook, and so we would go to this neighborhood bar and eat burgers and have beers. So, but I don't know. I mean, we might ride horses, depending on how she's feeling. We haven't talked about it yet, but we'll be doing something. How about you? Your mom's, she's
my
in
mom's up
Detroit.
in Detroit, yeah. I don't think I'm going to get to see my mom this year on Mother's Day because I've got to leave town the day after. And she's going to be down here 2 weeks after that for Colin's high school graduation. So
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to get to see her on Mother's Day. So she'll get a gift in the mail and the proverbial phone call this year.
Okay. But you'll see it. Will she be here for your birthday? Your birthday's coming up.
My birthday is coming up in the next month. I don't know if she will be here or not. So I was talking to my dad passed a few years ago, and he's buried over in this little town in East Central Illinois where he grew up. And so it's a little bit hard to get to. So she was talking about wanting to go over there. So she might come down for high school graduation, and then I was telling her if she stuck around that we could go, I'd take her over there. So I don't know. I don't know how that's going to. So then that all ties in with my birthday stuff.
That'd be great.
Which, by the way, is your mom's birthday.
That's how I know it's your birthday.
Yeah, I know. That's it. Yeah,
you guys share a birthday.
we share a birthday, which is how this all came up.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see how that all plays out. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. Good.
So
well, good. So yeah, Mother's Day, we're gonna have some brunch, which is exciting. I know we've been talking about it for a while now. We're gonna have some avocado toast. Did you know that?
Nick, I am not a millennial. I'm sorry.
Dude, avocado is the new superfood.
Does not move the needle for me. Now, you talk to me about like having margaritas or tequila sunrise or something like that, I'm showing up. Avocado toast doesn't move the needle.
You got to have a base.
Maybe it moves the needle for Chris, because Chris is probably
shout out. Oh, and Tara. Tara loves avocado.
Tara, do you love avocado toast? Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. See,
he's Gen Z, I think.
He can't help that.
Yeah, no, he didn't. We have a special carryout deal with 2 chicken Alfredo pastas and 2 kids meals.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, so mom can actually just relax at home. You let us do all the heavy lifting
by picking up the phone and calling Warped Wing and placing your order.
Or on our new app, we have a Warped Wing app.
We do have
too. You can order food from any of the.
You just download that in the App Store.
Yeah.
See?
Download it on the App Store.
Easy.
And it's pretty savvy, man.
And you can just order right through the app.
Yep. You can pick which location you want to order from, and takes you right through the menu. It's pretty slick. Technology is a hell of a thing, man. So take care of mom. I mean, obviously, we'd love you to bring mom in, right?
Yeah.
And have some brunch. Have some Trotty Limes, maybe a Michelada, maybe a beer mosa.
Yeah.
Have you ever had an Ermel's beer mosa? It is a thing, bro.
I don't know that I have.
It's a thing.
I used to do this thing. I don't know if you remember this. We were pouring like a peach cider for a while.
Oh yeah.
From
Mad Moon.
From Mad Moon. And shout out to Peter.
Yeah, Peter.
Great
What's
cider.
Up, dude?
And over the summer, we would have it in the summer, and I would put about a third of a glass of the peach cider in, and then top it up with the Ermel's. And oh man, that was the bomb.
I remember you poured me one, and I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, that was the bomb.
It was kind of nice. The peach added a nice flavor profile to that,
but I think that's why like an Ermel's beer mosa would do similar, right? Because the acidity from the orange juice, I think. And the acidity from the cider pairs really nice with the Ermel's, and then you throw a little extra citrus sort of note in there. And
amazing.
Yeah,
awesome.
Funny.
Well, we're taking pre-orders. They're open now for Mother's Day. If you are going to do that, you want to take advantage of the carry-out deal with the 2 chicken Alfredo pasta and the 2 kids meals. Also, if you are going to come and see us, we'll have wine flights, which is new. Wine flights and wine slushies. So if you've been in and you've seen the slushy machines that we have at all locations, we're gonna have some wine slushies. That could be a thing.
Well, apparently it's gonna be.
Well, I think it's gonna be something that's gonna be popular.
Yeah.
Depending on the weather, hopefully it's warm.
It should be Mother's Day. Should be.
A lot of cool things for Cinco and Mother's Day. So our kitchen crew is hard at work, and our front of the house staff will be ready. They'll be ready to take care of mom on Mother's Day. So we're looking forward to that. Okay. We're going to start a new thing here.
Okay.
It's called Rapid Fire This or That. Okay.
Perfect.
It's time for a quick round of this or that.
Are you answering these?
No, this is us getting to know our brewmaster a little bit better.
Oh, it's me answering.
You're answering these. Okay. Let's get to know John a little bit better. Hold on. Let me take a sip.
Well, I'd have one, but I've been out for like.
Let's make a note for next episode. We're going to
2 beers.
2 beers.
Yeah. Number 1.
IPA or lager?
How about stout?
No, either or, no cheating.
Uh,
I know the answer to
yeah,
this.
I'm gonna go lager.
I knew it.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
knew it.
don't get me wrong.
You're a purist.
Well, yeah, I'm old school. I love IPA, and it used to be. Had you asked me this maybe 10 or 15 years ago, I would have said IPA.
Sure.
But as I've gotten older, there's a little bit too much juice, a little too much alcohol in IPA for me to pick IPA.
Yeah.
In that choice, I'm a lager guy because I'm a volume beer drinker.
You go the distance.
Yeah, and so I'm really So I'm going to go back to we were talking a little bit about this light IPA that we've been playing with at 3.5%. We've got it on tap downtown. I don't know if it's on yet at the other places.
Yeah, give us some feedback. Just downtown.
Just downtown right now. I mean, I
Give us
really
some
like
feedback.
the hop expression. It's really, lots of grapefruit and orange and citrus, and the bitterness is present. It's a little bit forward. I mean, for me, when we get to the iteration we're going to put out in the market, we need to tone that down a little bit. I think it's going to make the beer more universally acceptable, but it's like 3.5%.
Okay, I'm excited.
So, you get all the hop character and sort of mouthfeel of IPA without, having to fall off your bar stool because you had 3 of them.
So, bro, I know this is supposed to be rapid fire, but I think it's worth noting mid-strength beers are kind of the thing this year. That's one of the
seems
trends.
like it. Yeah, it seems like that's a thing. We'll see. We got a couple of things that we're working on in that regard.
Yeah.
Because we got this other pilot thing out right now that we're sort of testing around in cans, which is like 3.25% cucumber, honeydew, mint.
Yeah.
And we're sort of treating that more like a canned cocktail, right? We've got this whole presentation that we want to have people do, salt the rim, fill the glass with ice, pour the beer over the ice, garnish it with cucumber and mint sprig. And
we should talk
I think
about
it's really
that.
nice.
We should talk about that next episode. Bring one of those on.
Yeah, we can do that. I think it's really nice beer, flavorful,
refreshing.
Low calorie.
Refreshing, too.
It's refreshing. It's, it's only about 65, 70 calories. It's pretty light.
It's nothing.
It's nothing, right? And
you can actually lose weight while you're drinking it.
Yeah, you could potentially, and it's got flavor. I think it's really nice expression.
So more to come on that, I think, next episode. Coffee or energy drink?
I'm not picking energy drink
under
any circumstances. So you could have put anything in front of that, and I would have picked it. So coffee, I'm going coffee.
All right. Draft pint or a can?
Well, before I answer that question, are there any qualifiers on this? Like, where am I drinking this choice?
Nope. It's pure preference. If
all things
equal, yes, sir.
Well, I'm going draft pint.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because if you answered that.
Well, because some of, look, and I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus, but, some retailers maintain their draft systems better than others.
Yeah.
Right. And so ones that have been well maintained, I'm always going to pick the draft pint.
Yeah.
The beer's fresher, tastes better, et cetera. But, there's some that haven't been very well maintained.
Yeah.
And when you find those, and it's like, oh, I'm going to go to the can.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Beach vacation or mountain vacation?
Well, this one's kind of like the IPA lager.
Yeah, dude, this is tough.
Question, right? So again, 10, 15, 20 years ago, I would have picked mountain in a second.
Yeah.
But nowadays, when I go on vacation, I don't want to do shit but sit on my ass and drink beer. So I'm picking beach.
Okay, right on. That would have been a hard one for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Buffalo wings or barbecue wings?
Right. So we're really talking about the sauce.
Yeah, the sauce. Tell me a lot about you.
Oh boy. I'm going to tell you, I like buffalo better.
Yeah.
But parts of my body like the barbecue better the next day.
Okay, that was like the most political answer ever.
Yeah.
I'm going to need you to pick one or the other, John.
All right, I'll pick buffalo.
Okay, good answer. You passed. Create a new beer recipe or perfect an old one?
That's a tough one.
Yeah, these are good questions.
Oh boy, because both of those can be really fun. I mean, making a new beer recipe is always fun because you're starting from scratch, but perfecting them, particularly like over the last handful of years has gotten to be really interesting because there's a lot of new hop technology, yeast technology, stuff that's kind of come out that we've been able to apply back to some of our existing stuff, which has been really interesting to do. But if I got to pick one, I think I'm going to go. I'm going to go new, just because it's the whole
Because where
thing.
we're at. Yeah, there is a lot of exciting technology out there. I agree.
I'm going coffee again on the coffee.
Coffee or energy drink?
I'm going to go coffee again.
All right. You're everything but consistent.
Yeah.
Okay. Which would you rather pair with your beer? Spicy food, savory food, or sweet food?
Yeah, I think I got to go savory.
Savory. Okay.
Yeah. I'd go savory, spicy, sweet.
Yeah.
And look, I like sweet. I like drinking beer with sweet, particularly like if I'm drinking an IPA, if I'm drinking something that's really hoppy, really bitter, then I'd like to counteract that sometimes with some sweet.
Yeah.
But typically speaking, sweet and savory, savory and spicy are going to pair better with beer most of the time.
Yeah.
And I think savory is it's a little bit more down the middle. I like spicy food, but as I've aged, it's harder for me to eat. So that has nothing to do with the pairing as much as it's just me.
Yeah.
So I like savory. I'm going savory.
Got it. Yeah, I think I know the answer to that. Morning person or night owl?
Well, again, had you asked me this, 15, 20 years ago, it would have been night owl.
Dude, I've been out with you at some conferences. Like, you can still go the distance.
I can still put my foot on the gas pedal when the situation calls for it. I am a seasoned professional.
You are definitely.
But I'm more of a morning person. I find actually, and it's interesting because, when I'm on the road now too, I generally try to be in bed by like 9:30 or 10 o'clock, right? I know, which surprises some people, but I find if I do that, I can kind of be as degenerate as I want to be while I'm up and doing stuff, and then I can still wake up and be functional. I'm definitely more of a morning person now.
Yeah, I get that. My younger days, I would travel and I'd go, and you're not that great. You need Berea soup the next morning.
Berea is the answer to all your problems.
If you don't have that, you got to be in better. Which would you rather brew on? Main 30 barrel system in Dayton or smaller pilot system in Springboro?
Yeah, I don't think that. I think in terms of like, and again, I'm going to give you a political answer here.
Oh God, here we go.
I'll pick one at the end. But
okay,
I want to.
Thank you.
Explain myself a little bit. I think that the 30 barrel system, in terms of functionality, repeatability, how well it works, et cetera, just mechanically is better. The pilot system, it's a little wonky, right? It's not the fanciest equipment that we've got, but it works. So sometimes stuff can go in ways that you didn't plan on, which can be frustrating when you're working on it. But when you're working on the pilot system, you're almost always making something new.
Yeah.
Right. So if we're going to go back to the previous question, would something new or tweak existing recipe, and I create something new, then you'd have to by default pick the pilot system, because when you're working on the pilot system, you're making something new almost every time. So I'm gonna go pilot system.
Okay, awesome. Well, that's all I got for the rapid fire quick questions. Thanks for playing that round. I think we learned a little bit more about you. At least I did. Some of that stuff I already knew.
No, I'm sure.
We've been together for a long time, so I kind of knew the answers to those, which was fun for me. But our guests got to know you a little bit better. Is there anything else before we kind of close it out for today that's really getting you excited right now?
Well, we kind of touched on a lot of the stuff that that we're working on in the plant with the light IPA and this cucumber honeydew thing. That's what I'm excited about getting to. I want to, particularly this cucumber honeydew thing, I think is really interesting because it's different, right? It's a different sort of product for us. It's a different sort of presentation for us. I know that presents some challenges for you and your team.
We're up for it.
Yeah. And I know that you are, but to me, I think it's a really interesting beer because it is a beer. It comes in a can like beer. You can drink it like beer, but it also has this ability to kind of function in place of a cocktail, like a pre-made cocktail in your
Yeah.
glass.
It can kind of flex out.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that we as a company can get this to get some traction, because it's an interesting and fun project to make, and it's different than stuff that other people are doing. So I'm hoping,
Yeah.
I'm hoping that we can get that to grab on, and so that kind of stuff is what's exciting to me, because don't get me wrong, I love making IPA, I love making stouts, I love making lager beer.
Yeah.
That's great, but it's like when you get something new and you've got this idea, like that's what you really get fired up about.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, we're excited about it. We've gotten some great feedback in the market so far, and kind of phase one through our sales team. Most of everyone that's tried it really likes it.
Yeah.
So there's going to be some educational piece on our end. We're going to look at bringing in the tap room too as kind of phase two. We put some out to our Flight Club members and our investors to give us some feedback. Some of our most loyal friends and customers who we know will give us honest feedback. So I'm excited about it too. I think there'll be more to come on this show as that develops and we get some more feedback from the market. All right, that's all the time we got for this week. I've really enjoyed it.
Always. I
good to
always
catch
enjoy
up.
sitting down and having beers with you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thanks for joining us for another episode of the Share a Pint podcast. Until next time, share a pint, make a friend. Cheers. Do we need to redo that ending, or?
I'm almost good at this.
Dude, you're getting there. We're getting there.
It's the stuff I'm supposed to say that I'm not good at.